Hello and welcome to CadoinkStudios. I have for you today another game between the two NerVe clan members, Cadoink and Topeg. This is a best of 3 series and this is game number 2. So today, spawning in the top right corner of Shakur's Plateau, we have the green Terran Topeg, and his opponent today is the blue Terran Cadoink, spawning in the bottom left hand position of Shakur's Plateau. Shakur's Plateau is a very nice map for fast expanding, as your expansion is very well protected by a very small ramp for both players. And today we have both players spawning on cross positions. This means we probably won't see Banshee play, we won't see too many drops early on, unlike the first game, which you should check out, that was on Shattered Temple. The first game in the best of 3 series between myself, Cadoink, and Topeg. So right now we have the very normal things going for each of the players, supply depots. Topeg, interestingly, not walling off at his choke like he did in the last game, instead opting to build his supply depot next to his command center, which is what Cadoink does. His barracks is away from his depot, though. He is not opting to complete this wall, and we see that both players are scouting at this time. And Topeg is scouting the south position, but I can't spawn there. This is something that a lot of players don't know, that you can't actually spawn in these close ground positions. You can only spawn in the close air or cross positions. I of course am scouting the cross air first because I want to make sure that there aren't any kind of crazy Banshee plays going on, and now I do know that he is in that cross position at this time. And we see 2 barracks coming for Topeg at this time, one kind of hidden in the back, and he doesn't have his gas either, so this would indicate some sort of early marine sort of play. He is, however, getting his orbital command up, but it is a little bit late, and Cadoink is going to scout around and see that his orbital is a bit late, as well as his gas is a bit late, and he's maybe going to think that Topeg is behind. However, he does end up seeing this barracks hidden right there, so he does know that there will be some sort of early marine harassment play coming, and he's preparing for that, getting his factory up and continuing to pump out marines instead of halting marine production. We do see a marine is out for Topeg, 2 marines at this time. They are going to be able to clean up this SCV by Cadoink, but Cadoink does know about this second barracks, and he will know about that early marine, and he will even know about this 3rd barracks right there in the left corner of Topeg's base. Cadoink still working on his factory as well as getting his 2nd gas up, and opting to get a 3rd barracks. A lot of one basing plays we see out of Cadoink, and same for Topeg. We will see a one basing play here, kind of a 3 racks, fast marines, harassment. We do see SCV up in the top left hand corner of Shakur's Plateau. I really like this. He's keeping this SCV to kind of scout and make sure Cadoink doesn't make any hidden bases, or any hidden starports up here, so there won't be any like really kind of cheesy fast Banshee sort of play from Cadoink, and if there is, then Topeg will be able to spot it. We see quite a bit of marines out for Topeg. If we look in the unit counting station, he has 9 marines to Cadounk's 5. Those 4 marines will make a huge amount of difference, and he's managed to keep up in the SCV count, which is very nice. However, Cadoink is working on his first tank as well as siege mode, and he's getting 2 more marines, being able to build them 2 at a time. And now we see a big attack coming from Topeg, a kind of all-in, sending all his SCVs, or not all, but a huge number of SCVs, as well as a large number of marines. We do see that there are 14 marines on the way, and he is rallying the marines from his barracks to Cadouink's base, and he is going to do an all-in attack. Luckily, Cadoink does have a tank in his base at this time, and we'll see how this battle goes. He's poking up and poking down, making sure there's not anything up on the natural, and he's coming in with the SCVs. The SCVs are going to surround the tank while the marines are going to try to shoot down the tank. The tank does go down, but not before the SCVs, and here comes Cadouink's SCVs to try to absorb some damage. Topeg trying to pull back and stutter step, but the SCVs get there in time and start doing damage to the marines, and Cadoink's Marines are kind of far behind. He's pulling them forward to shoot down Topeg's army, and he's pulling back to wait for this tank that is just now completed, and he is going to be putting this tank in siege mode now that siege mode is finished. Topeg's Marines coming up the ramp, and they are going to be shot down by the siege tank, doing a lot of damage to these Marines, and all the Marines do go down. Topeg, now realizing that this all-in has kind of failed, is pulling back his Marines at this time, pulling them to the watchtower and then back to home. And wow, that was a close call for Cadoink, but luckily that tank came out in time. Wow, and now he's finally got a medevac, so he might be able to do some counter-harassment drops. Also, he will be able to heal up these Marines, while if we look back in Topeg's base, Topeg does not have anything in the way of tech. However, he is getting an expansion because his money was getting a little bit high, and hopefully he'll be putting down some gas geysers and working on teching up to either tanks or Marine Marauder or something of that sort. We do see a medevac drop coming for Cadoink to Topeg, but once again, look at this very smart SCV here by Topeg. He will be able to spot it and prepare accordingly when this medevac gets there. And so the medevac is coming up, and the two are going to kind of spot each other, and Cadoink, seeing that SCV there, will be pulling back this medevac, deciding not to drop. And at the same time, look at this wonderful reaction time by Topeg. Topeg pulling his Marines back to the back of his base to make sure that this drop isn't able to do anything. Cadoink tries to pick off this SCV, but the SCV does manage to get away. And while he has spooked Topeg, he decided he didn't want to try to drop, didn't want to try to engage. He knew Topeg would have a lot of Marines because of that really heavy Marine play Cadoink saw in the beginning of the game. And so right now Cadoink is going to rendezvous with his troops. He has an extra siege tank out as well as a Viking, which he does land, I believe, by accident. And another Viking and some more Marines on the way as well. Going to be going out to this watchtower to get some vision, maybe to do some sort of attack, and hopefully Cadoink will be gearing up to take an expansion, as Topeg has his already, and so Topeg is kind of at an economic advantage. We do see he does have one less SCV, but since he has this command center, he will be able to catch up really quickly, especially with 2 orbitals and 2 mules coming down at one time. We do, however, see Cadoink is finally taking his expansion now that he's moving out. We see Topeg has a Marine here at the tower, and he will be able to spot this force coming through, and he's gearing up to protect it by building a bunker here and putting some Marines and a Marauder in the bunker as well. Cadoink moving forward, he sieges his siege tank up, pushes one other forward, a little more forward, and sieges it up. And here comes all the Marines to try to do some damage, but there are too many siege tanks on the way, and they're just going to be able to destroy this large amount of Marines. And there's the GG by Topeg, and wow, yeah, seems to be hard to come back when you do an all-in kind of play. It's very important to make sure your all-in does a lot of damage, or else you're going to be kind of caught at a disadvantage. You see he's just now getting his first factory up. He's getting a tech lab on his barracks, and he really needed those tanks to be able to deal with the 2 tanks that Cadoink had. So anyway, this was a NerVe clan replay, NerVe clan cast, second game in a best of 3 series. It is currently tied 1-1, so whoever wins the next game will win this little series. No prize, just some fun. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please comment below, and like the video, subscribe, and we will see you guys later.